What's up, y'all? Kabeh here today to do another sample breakdown. I'm sick today, but I didn't want to go 2 weeks without uploading one of these. So today I brought in this sample that I made a couple days ago. I really like this. Some other people like it too, so I might as well break this down here. I made this with Trev, and I think this is a good opportunity to talk about using samples, actual samples on our loops, on our compositions, and how I used it here and how I flipped it here. So first of all, let's hear this so we know what we're working with. Nice. I really like this. I really like how it sounds. I'm gonna play right now the original sample and how it sounds. So yeah, I do this type of structure a lot when I'm using actual samples. I start with the sample itself, then I like drop it into my thing that I compose for the like verse, and then I do the outro with the actual sample. So Trev sent me this. What he did on this was kind of similar to what I did, or the idea, but I had to put my spin on it. So first thing that I did was to play these chords on this Keyscape Rhodes preset. This is one of my favorite presets right now, this Keyscape Rhodes preset. I don't know, yeah, I don't got it pulled up here, but yeah. This is the MIDI for it, basically. And what this is just the same three chords repeating itself. And the reason why I played it all for y'all right now is because, and I'm doing this all the time to give it more of a human, soulful feel, is that, as I said, it's just these three chords, but on the second repetition, I added this top melody. This is actually just a couple extensions to the chords, sevens and nines and 11s, or some inversions, that actually create this cascading type of melody, that goes down into the second part of it. So I think it's really cool. I think it sounds nice, and it's something that I'm doing a lot right now. I added, y'all know my process, chorus and bass. I use the Mini Brew 2. It's my most recent acquisition. It's a monophonic analog synth from Mercuria, and this is how it sounds. This is a pretty simple patch, if I'm not mistaken. It's just like a saw wave, a square wave with some cutoff and some resonance and some glide. This is cool because when you're working with analog shit, it's not perfect. So if you look at a tuner, it's always a bit off, and I think it sounds nice. There's also a chorus in this, which is pretty cool. A chorus on the bass, an R bass, and a Pro Q3. So after I had that, I used this piano that actually Trev played on his original shit. And I don't know, kept it here. This Rhodes preset, it doesn't have a lot of body, it doesn't have a lot of low end, so the piano helps to give it more of a more fuller sound. And something that I'm doing a lot right now actually is that I'm not playing a lot of melodies like I was doing before, like stacking a bunch of melodies on top of each other. What I'm doing a lot right now is experimenting with processing what I already have. So the main melody on this is this reverse piano that I did. And this is just the piano that Trev played, and I processed it differently. I chopped it up obviously differently, and this is why I love Ableton so much, and this is why I keep everything in audio. I don't use MIDI because I can mess around with stuff like this, you know. So this is just a reverse piano, Pro Q3, a flanger, the stock Ableton one, shaper box. I've been abusing shaper box recently to give it some width and pan automation, wider, and Valhalla vintage verb. I use also Trev's bass, just to be a bit, different, not use that same mini brute bass for the whole composition. Nothing much in our bass and a Pro Q3, and obviously I had to add some vocal chops. This last one is pretty cool. There's a flanger, and I brought this warmth knob high, so it gives it that like distorted type of sound. The mixing in here is the Vox Chain 2 that I released on Nirvana. With Noble. It's available on Outofideas. I think I added this flanger here. I don't think the chain has this originally. So yeah, the same thing with the Rhodes. Is the Rhodes chain also on Nirvana. And after I did this, yeah, I remember the last thing I did was this vocal swell. And again, this vocal chops, they're all from Splice. Y'all know the deal, you know. And this Voxwell, just to help with the transition, I really wanted to like drop into this thing on this verse, let's call it that, in a nice way. So I fed in the bass, I added this Voxwell and this reverse piano. So after I did this last part is just the same sample with a low pass filter on. And this drops into the outro. It's just the same sample repeated. So yeah, this is pretty much it. One thing that I'll say is when you're using samples, be straightforward that you're using samples. You know, like Trev did here, the sample thing is the first thing on the file names is also what I do. Cause people gotta know, even if it's obvious like it is here, people gotta know that there's a sample. Cause if this places there's, you know, that sample gotta be cleared and all that stuff. So be straightforward about it. On the master, I only have a J37 on a virtual tape machine, and this is it. So yeah, I think this is pretty much it for the sample. I hope y'all enjoy this. I hope that you learned anything, you saw a plugin that you didn't know about, or you know a little more about my process now, at least. So yeah, we'll see each other next week, hopefully, on the next video. Bye.